Okay, today we're breaking down the top kickers for the 2023 NFL Draft. I didn't do one last year and regretted it, so let's make like an unintended child near the gator-infested waters of Florida and hop right in, starting with honorable mentions. First, honorable mention, Eddie Ogamba. This stud from South Dakota popped up on my radar when I was attending the College Gridiron Showcase, and my man has a howitzer for a leg. He has some inconsistencies from time to time, but his leg talent alone is undeniable, so I'm sure teams will be racing to get him in for a workout for that factor alone. Next, Zentner. He only got 11 field goals this year, but he was also handling punting and kickoff duties. But I didn't know where else to put him since he made all 11 of his 11 field goals. So I put him here. He really showed himself to be a jack of all trades. He's got a live, explosive leg and has played on some of the biggest stages. I have a hard time not believing that some team is going to be attracted to what he's bringing to the table, so I think he'll go in free agency. Then finally, we have Gavin Baechle. Dude went 63% on touchbacks and had an above 90% field goal make percentage on the year, going 22 of 24 and had a long of 54. I don't think UTEP did a great job marketing what they had here in this guy, but he's got everything a team is looking for, so I imagine he's going to be the highest of these honorable mentions to be brought up into a camp. Okay, starting off with number 5, I've got Jonathan Cruz from Ole Miss. I had the pleasure of meeting Cruz at UNC Charlotte during our short time there together, and one thing radiates from Cruz, and it's raw, unadulterated talent. I think this year he put that talent to good use, only missing once at Arkansas, but having another one blocked against Georgia Tech. He converted 52% of his kickoffs to touchbacks and had a long field goal of 53 yards, while also connecting from 49 and 48 as two of his other more notable kicks, and I project him being a late 7th round 2 priority free agent in this draft. Number 4, gotta go with Tanner Brown. Talk about field goal weapon. Tanner connected on 95% of his field goals this year, going 22 of 23 with a long of 52 that he made with ease and down the middle. That being said, the next longest would take a dive down to 48 and then a bigger, well technically equal dive down to 43 after that, with his one miss also being from 48. So I think his range is going to have some questions, coupled with his lack of kickoff experience this year, only kicking off 4 games with a touchback percentage of a measly 28%. But his mid to close range accuracy is absolutely elite. It's just that everybody above him has that top end big leg factor proven already, but I still have him going mid to late 7 or priority free agent. Now finally, we're going to see a big jump at the number 3 spot with Ryland. This man is an absolute stud, going 19 for 23 at Maryland, which, let me just stop real quick. He was built for this school. Look at it. His last name is literally the word Maryland, just minus the MA. I mean, you can't have a more perfect kicker than that. Anyway, back to the actual analysis. A bulk of those misses were from 50 plus, going 3 for 6 from that range, and missing from 50, 51, and 52. Outside from those, he was absolutely automatic when connecting from 50 plus twice against Michigan. He paired that with a 64% kickoff touchback percentage, and that makes him a great package of a high quality kicking prospect that I would imagine is going to be taken anywhere from the mid 5th round to the 7th round. Number 2 is an absolute stud with Jake Money Moody. Talk about a pro-ready kicker. His resume has 2 Lou Graza Award finalists, and he converted one of those finalists into an actual win in the rough weather of Michigan, which is no gimme to do. He's got the bulk stats this year as well, going 29 of 35 and being tested from distances constantly, like his 59-yarder in the college football playoffs that he converted on, being the longest in history. His stats are most likely to convert 1-to-1 in the NFL because of the bulk of his kicks he had from 40 plus yards, as well as just the sheer volume that he had in general. You also want to couple that with his insane bulk amount of kickoffs taken this year, with over 100, and still turning 64% of those into touchbacks, which is absolutely nuts. And then you throw in his performance at the Shrine Bowl, and it just really pushes him over the edge as he demonstrated a wickedly big leg, posting punt hang time numbers on kickoffs and going 4-for-4 in the Shrine Bowl as well. This is a huge jump in the top 2, meaning that I think this guy is likely going to be taken as high as the early 4th, but I can't see him falling past the 6th round in the draft. But finally, at the number 1 spot, we have the Lou Groza winner, hip thrust giving home state all-star champion, Christopher freaking Dunn. I've met Chris, and I'll just say this. He walks the walk, he talks the talk. Dude has a monster leg and chose a great year to have a great year, going 96.6%, and this includes game winners, games that have completely relied on him, like against Maryland, and he has every bit of that kicker swag you could want. So look for teams to go get this guy in about the same rounds, like the 4th and 5th round, as Jake Money Moody, as I think him, Jake, and Chad are all about in the same tier. But this year's kicking class is super top heavy, so I imagine they'll all be clamoring for these elite guys right here. But subscribe to see how well these picks play out. Have an amazing day, and peace.